Let me ask you a question. What do you do after you receive a job rejection letter? Well, in this video, we're going to discuss 5 tips on things you should do after you receive a job rejection letter. But first, let's talk about a success story. I recently had a candidate call me up and let me know, Jonathan, I got the job. This was after a final interview with the vice president. And I said, really? You got the job offer? I said, well, not actually, but the vice president did tell me to expect a job offer. What ended up happening? The candidate got a rejection letter. That was about it until 2.5 weeks later, when I got another call from that same candidate telling me this time, Jonathan, I got the job offer. I said, well, I called the vice president every day, twice a day, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. And on the 17th time, the vice president finally picked up the phone and just said, you got the job. And that's what it took. So we wouldn't expect everybody to go that far. So we're going to cover now 5 tips on what to do after you receive a job rejection letter. So the first thing you should do is consider responding to the letter, that you're still very excited about the company and about the opportunities there. The second thing you should do is connect on LinkedIn. Now, hopefully you've already done this, but if you didn't, after your interviews, go back, connect with the people you interviewed with that you would like to stay in touch should additional opportunities come up that could be appropriate for you. The third thing you should do after you receive a job rejection letter, continue to check for future openings, because most of the time people hear that they'll keep their resume on file. You're very forgotten about. So it's up to you to check for future openings. The fourth thing you can do after you receive a job rejection letter is to evaluate your performance. Think about your resume. Think about all the way to the final interview. What adjustments could you make? What do you think you could have done better? Now, the fifth thing that you can do is to ask for feedback. Now, most candidates are not going to do this, and not every company is going to jump at the opportunity to give you feedback. But enough people will if you ask enough times. Well, those are the 5 tips for things to do after you get a job rejection letter. And in our next video, we are going to discuss tips for continuing on in your job search after getting a job rejection letter. Thank you, everybody.